Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the guitar lesson. Today we're going to be doing another redo, and today's redo is going to be Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. And this is because not all the guitar parts were properly covered in the last video, and some of the tiny details and stuff were missed, as well as just little nuances that weren't included. So and people let me know that in the comments. So we're going to be redoing the entire song today. This time, before it was like in multiple videos. I broke it down, like it was like 2 or 3 videos. It wasn't consistent, it wasn't like all linked together, and I think I didn't do it solo. But in this video we're going to be doing everything, alright? So from the start to the finish. So I covered all these parts before, some of them, but we're still gonna go in depth again over all of them. So I relearned the entire song again, as well as try to improve the tone. So let's see what we can do here, right? So we started off with there's a little vibra slap going on. That's a noise that you hear at the start. Then there's the bass part. It's something like that. So if you want to play on guitar, you can. This is actually the same thing as use as a bridge later. But if you want to learn it, it's just second fret on the E, 5th fret, open string, and then 2nd fret on the low E string. Doesn't matter though. But then we have the actual guitar part. So it starts off with a slide into the song, just like this. And then we get into the main riff, which is played at the start of the video. So let's do the main riff. So this is based off a F sharp minor scale. So just but he's just using the first octave. So just these 6 notes right here. So what we have is the 2nd fret on the low E string twice, 4th fret on the A, back to the 2nd from the low E string. So and this time we hit the 5th fret on the A, back to the 2nd from the low E string. So we have this for the first part, and then go back to the 4th fret on the A, back to the 2nd from the low E string. So we have that's 2nd from the A, 2nd from the A, 5, 4, 5 on the low E string. Then you do the same thing again, 2nd from the A, 5, 4 on the low E string, but this time, instead of going back to the 5th fret on the low E string, this is the open low E string. So let me play it slowly. Alright, so do that a few times, and before we get into the verse, he does this. So after you play the riff a few times, the next time you play it halfway through, just like that part, and then he does this little transition into the verse. So you have a D power chord, and then an E power chord. So you can also play it here. That sounds better in power chords. So it's a 5th fret on the A string power chord, D power chord, move it up 2 frets, 7th fret on the A string, that's an E power chord. So we have this range. Then we get into the actual verse. So that's it sounds like this. just keep repeating that. But there's a little lick that happens. But for the most part, the entire verse is the same. So we have 3 hits on the A string, so it's an 8th note into a 2/16. So just keep a steady rhythm on going on the A string. So all those notes here in between, they're all just on the A string, just palm muted. Alright, so first, so anytime you hear an accent, like, that's I'm playing a chord, but for the rest of the part, you're just saying the muted open A string. So now let's do those accents in between the chords that go in between the steady rhythm. So the first one is just an A power chord, second fret on the D and the G. Then the next chord is this triad up here. That's 6th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, and 5th fret on the B. So sometimes he adds this high note right here, 7th fret on the A string, but it's not too prominent, so you can just play these 3 notes, or you can add it into that 7th fret if you want. So we have that, and then you just move that shape down 2 frets. So now we're on the 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B. Then we have this little ending lick, or like the tail of the riff going on. That's just 5/4/5 on the low E string. Or you can do the open A and then 4 and the open A, because 5th fret on the low E string is the A note, and then the open A is the open, so same thing. I like doing this though, 5/4/5. So then right before the verse starts, meaning the part where Ozzy starts singing, there's a little lick going on. So just so what he's doing is, so that's this. Two four 2/4 on the B, G, and D. So alright, and that's pretty much the entire verse. That's what he's got going on there. Then we have this part where he transitions from the verse to the pre-chorus. So you play the whole riff a few times, right? And then we have this and so we're doing this. You hit the open E string twice. Then you go down to this same shape that we played before, which is 11th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, 10th fret on the B. Move that down to the 6th fret. So after doing that, then we have this little end lick right here. And so that's 2/4 on the low E string. This D power chord right here, so it's 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B. Then do 2/4 on the low E string again, into the A power chord. So for the entire verse, we have this. Alright, so that's the intro and verse down on the transitions. Then we get into the actual pre-chorus, which sounds like this. getting into the chorus. So we start off with the F sharp power chord. So that's just basically an open E string and then back to the F sharp power chord. So are you gonna hit the whole chord or just? Alright, then you hit the F sharp power chord again, back to the open E string. So then you jump up here, quickly hit that D power chord again that we hit earlier. Then he does some harmonics right here. So it's 7th fret on the D and the G. So sorry, yeah, D and the G. So if you wanna make it more prominent, you could just pick the notes, or you can do that. But what I like to do live is when I play the song live, I like to do this. So I hit the 7th fret and on the D and the G. When you get to the G, add a little whammy bar into it. Alright, so we have this so far. Alright, and then so after doing that right there, then we do. Then you go back to the F sharp power chord, open E string, F sharp power chord again. So then we have this little ending for the pre-chorus. So, alright, so what we're doing there is, like I said, F sharp power chord, open E string, F sharp, back to the F sharp power chord. Then we do 2-4 on the low E string, hit that D power chord that we hit before, and 5-5-4-2-0 on the A string. And then we get into the chorus, which sounds like this. Alright, so we start off with the chorus with this, that little lick, right, coming right out of the pre-chorus. Then we have 8 power chord twice, 4-2-0 on the low E string, and the E power chord right here, and hit it twice more. Then we have this little lick going on. So it's hard to get exact down note for note. It's more of a feel thing that he does. But you can basically the second half of the lick he's just playing around with between the 4th and 2nd fret on the G, D, and A string. So you can do your own thing. But from the start, he actually does something. 4th fret bend on the G string, 2nd fret on the B, then pull off from 5 to 2 on the B, and then 3 to 2. 4th fret on the G, back to the 2nd fret on the B. And 5-4-2 on the G string. After that, he just plays around between the 4th and the 2nd fret, just going down. And he goes down all the way to a trill between 2 and 3 on the A string. So we have this. Alright, so after that, we have this. So Coming out of that lick, you do the same thing again. The A power chord, 2-0-2-4-0, sorry, 4-2-0 on the low E string. Back to the E power chord. Then we get into the new part, which is same thing we're doing before. F sharp power chord, open E, F sharp power chord. But then we have this new part. So that's 2-4 on low E string to the A power chord. Then 4-2 to the E power chord. So then after you play the E power chord, 2-4 on the low E string again, back to that F sharp and open E string thing going on. So then hit it twice more, and we end off with this. That's just the same thing as the intro. E power chord to E power chord. So then right after you hit these two chords, you hear very slightly in the recording, right before he goes back into the verse again, he does this little thing. That's a 0-2-4, just a little transition going on, but it's very subtle. So for the entire chorus we have this. Back into the verse. Same lick again. Then we get into the whole verse pre-chorus again, and then the chorus again. The only thing time is different is that the lick is different. So instead of doing this, that whole thing, he's doing this little chromatic chaos thing going upwards. So what that is that you hear, it's not really like a consistent thing, but you can sort of get it down. It's just like it starts off with it's a 3-note pattern basically. It's pull off and then hitting a note. So 9-5 pull off on the high E string to 7th from the B. Take that upper fret. Just keep taking that upper fret until you get to like the 18th fret. So just like that, and just take you. And the higher you go, the faster you go. All right. Or you can just do like something like that. It's playing like fourths, or you just tremolo pick it, or just on one string too. Do whatever you want. But he does that little lick, then same chorus again. Then we get into the bridge, which is like I said, the same as the intro, which is very unique because the bass intro is like the guitar bridge. So that's the cool thing going on. So we have this. Sorry, wait. It doesn't start out with. It starts like this. And the solo starts. So we have this very easy bridge. So F sharp power chord, slide off of it, just slide off the neck like this. Just like throw your hand off. Then you have the A power chord twice. And after you hit the A power chord, just chug on the low E string, palm muted twice. So or you just do a percussive hit if you want, either or. Just like a thing that keeps rhythm with. So just. Then goes the E power chord. Back to the F sharp. So we have this so far. Then back to the D and the E. Then we go back here. So second time around, you just hit them once, and that leads us into the solo. So let's get started off with the solo. So first, right here, we start out with this tapping phrase going on. So we have that whole thing going on. But we get started with this tapping part. So you're tapping with the left hand on 7 and 10, and then we have the 14th fret on your right hand. So the pattern is tap, tap twice, so it's a double tap, and then pull off 10th fret and hammer back on. So and then take it up 1 fret, just move from the 14th to the 15th. So and then do a trill between 9 and 12 on the B, and depress the winding bar a little bit. Alright, so for the first phrase we have so then we have, that's a hammer from 7 to 9 and bend the 9th fret on the G. 10th fret on the B then, while the 9th is still bent, so keep the bend still up there. Hit the 10th fret on the B, and release the 9th fret bend. Down to the 7th, so. This next phrase, so 17, 16, 15 on the B. Sorry, 17, 16, 14 on the B. 17th fret on the B. 14, 16, 17, and then bend the 17th fret on the high E. So then we have this little fast descending lick going on. So the descending lick sounds something like this. So we're just doing, so hammer pull from 14, 17. '17 on the B, back to the 14th fret on the high E. So 17, 15, 14 on the B then. Alright. Then we have 15, 14 pull off on the B string. 16, 14 on the G then. So we have so that is 16th fret on the G string bend, then hit the 17th fret on the B while the G string is still bent up. Then release the 16th fret, resolve at the 14th fret on the G string. So alright. Then we have this next little part, we're just doing a bunch of trills. So for that we have, first one is going to be 14 and 17 on the high string. Next one is going to be 16 and 19. And then 17 and 20. So the 16 and 19 one, that's just like a passing through lick. The main one you want to focus on is 14, 17. And then 17 and 20, so like that. And then you come back down to 16 and 19. And then back down to 14, 17. And then we have this next little lick going on. So we have this coming out of the trills. So it's the same thing as before, just another oblique bend. 17th fret on 17th fret bend on the B string. hit the 17 on the high E string, and then release the bend on the B string. So resolve it at the 15th fret on the B string. Then do 15, 14 on the B to 16 on the G. So just sort of like passing through the lick right here. Then we have this fast little lick. So this is the lick right before the fast one. So just let me get into the fast one right here. So that basically is 14 fret on the G, 16, 14, 16 on the D, and just keep repeating those 4 notes. Do that a few times, and then we get to the next part. So we have this. That's a trill between 13 and 14 on the G string to 16th fret on the G string. Now this next part is kind of chaotic. He's doing a bunch of just like it's a massive scale run. So for this part, I never play it live the same. Just do whatever you want. Just do a massive scale run up. So I can show you kind of what he's doing, but not exactly. So 12, 14, 15 on the E, A, and D. And he kind of slides up. So he's like in the E minor pentatonic position. And then he slides up at the 15, 17. But he's like in this area right here. So you can do whatever you want. Just finish with the 19th fret bend on the B high string. So you could do it up here. It's like just something like that. It doesn't really matter. But that's basically it for the solo. And then after that, you just go back into the main riff, and then the verse, chorus again, and that's the end of the song. The outro is just the bridge. So yeah, same thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.